Hi, I'm Nat, and we're going to move through a self-compassion practice together. So I want to share some context about what self-compassion is. The word compassion comes from the Latin compati, meaning to suffer with. So it's about presence and companionship in adversity and in grief. It's not about making things okay or pretending that they're better than they are. But when you're in pain and you just want someone to be there with you, self-compassion is about recognizing the value of that and learning how to cultivate more of that presence for yourself. It doesn't mean you don't need other people. It does give you a way to shift your inner narrative and inner presence over time so that it's easier to welcome whatever comes up in your experience. So, we're going to do a guided conversation with an inner critic. So this will have some reflection and some writing. You can have something with you to write, preferably by hand, but whatever you prefer is fine. And when you're ready, we're going to get comfortable in our space. Close your eyes and connect with your breath. And as you do that, start to reflect on a judgmental inner voice that you've heard. Maybe you're thinking of something that it said to you recently. And just be with this voice. What does it sound like? What does it feel like to be with? What is the sense that you get from this voice? And from this space, also notice what's coming up in you. There might be fear, maybe a desire to push this voice away. And you can also recognize if there's a name or a title that you might give this voice. The one that came up for me was the troll. As you sit together, I'd like you to open yourself to the possibility that this voice is intensely invested in your well-being. Even if its vision for you isn't a vision that you embrace, what is it like to consider that possibility? As you take a moment to be with that idea and to listen to this voice. If it feels okay, you can tell this voice, thank you for sharing your concern. When you're ready, write down what it feels like to sit with this critical voice. As an example, for me, it was, troll, when I sit with you, I feel threatened and I feel inadequate. So just take a moment to write down what the experience is for you. Next, write the question, what is it that you want me to feel? And just listen to see what comes, taking a couple of minutes to write down this response. You're asking the voice, what do you want me to feel? And now let's ask, why do you want me to feel that way? Again, write down the question and whatever response comes forward. Next, ask this voice, what is it that you want most for me? Now go ahead and share what you feel when you hear its vision for you. So for me, it would be troll. When I hear your vision for me, I feel electrified and hopeful and a little bit anxious. So go ahead and write down what comes up. Now check in with yourself and see what it's like to be with this inner presence now. Do you feel a shift? Do you feel more openness to be with it? Does it feel easier to share space? As you drop in, See if you can connect with something that helped to shape this voice, this inner presence. Maybe you see just a piece of the pain that it's experienced. Maybe you're aware of some suffering, some neglect, something that made this inner part feel the need to criticize, to challenge, to push you. What is it like to be with that awareness? What happens when you connect with this past? Do you see that it might be coming from a place of fear, a place of loneliness, grief, of betrayal? As you settle in, do you find yourself accessing care for this voice? And if you do, what is that care like? Maybe you want to reach out your hand. Maybe there's an impulse to offer some kind of companionship. Can you bring the strength of your presence forward and simply be together? Again, you can thank this voice for sharing its concern and for being here with you. And then release it and come fully into yourself and your experience in this moment. Bringing your attention to your breath as it moves through your lungs, through your belly, and out again. Taking deep breaths and being with that movement. If you notice feelings and thoughts arising, welcome them. Let them be with you and with your breath. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I want to thank you so much for going through this process with me and giving yourself the gift of self-compassion. If you have a few minutes and you want to journal a little more, you can write down anything you want to write about this practice, about what it was like for you, anything that came up. And the next time you hear this particular inner voice, just notice what it's like to be together. This might be the beginning of a really wonderful journey of presence for the two of you. Again, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.